This week's Parashat is Parashat Yitro and Rabbi Yoshiyahu Pinto, the great rabbi from Damascus from the 1500s. The student of the holy Rabbi Vital brings down the famous Midrash in this week's Parashat. Hashem wants to give the Torah on Har Sinai. And what happens? Har Tavor and Har Carmel come running. They leave their place. These mountains come running. They all want the Torah to be given on them. Midrash tells us, Hashem says, Lama Terat Sedun, the Pasuk in Tehillim, why are you running? Why are you making deen? Why are you making judgment? You all Ba'alem Umin. You all have blemishes. You have problems. The Pasuk continues in Tehillim, Hahar Hamad Elohim L'Shifto. It's the mountain that Hashem desires to rest himself on, which is Har Sinai. That's what's going to be given the Torah on. Not Har Tavor and Har Carmel. Hashem was posel them. Hashem pushed them away. They have blemishes. But of course they were rewarded, Har Tavor and Har Carmel. In the future, the Midrash continues and discusses their reward. Rabbi Yoshiyahu Pinto asks a powerful question. We know when Yaakob puts his head down to rest, and he has that dream of the ladder, what happened at that moment? When he wanted to put his head down to rest, the rocks under his head were all fighting. Each one wants the Sadiq to rest himself on their rock. What did Hashem do? Hashem took their desire, their wanting to have that Sadiq to rest upon them, and Hashem made them into one unit, one stone. This way, together, all together, each one will have that zechut, that opportunity to have the Sadiq rest himself on them. So Rabbi Pinto asks, I don't understand why when it comes to the rocks, Hashem recognized their desire, put them together. But whereas when it came to giving the Torah on Har Sinai and Har Tavor and Har Carmel, come running. Hashem was posel them, pushed them away. You have Ba'alem Umin, you have problems, you have blemishes. I'm only going to take Har Sinai. Why did Hashem push away their desires? And he tells us a powerful idea. If Har Tavor and Har Carmel would have come earlier, would have came before Hashem chose Har Sinai, then Hashem would have listened to their desire. Hashem would have recognized what they wanted. Hashem would have taken care of their wanting. But over here the Pasuk tells us that Hashem rested himself on Har Sinai 6 days. And on the 7th day, when Hashem was ready to give the Torah on Har Sinai, Har Tavor and Har Carmel come running. So Hashem says, Lama Terat Sedun, why are you running? Why are you making deen? Why are you entering into the boundaries of your friend? I already chose Har Sinai, and you're trying to take something away from somebody that's already his. Hashem got angry. He was posel them. And they did not at all have that zechut of the Torah being given onto them. Why? Because they were entering to the boundaries of their friend. Hashem hates, Hashem soneh machloket. And that's the Pasuk in Tehillim, Lama Terat Sedun, Tarutz Dun. Why are you running to make machloket? This is not your place. Learn your boundaries. You're entering into your friend's area. Lo alenu, we hear stories every day in business. Everybody looks at the other one's success and they desire it, and they try to take their merchandise, try to take their business, try to copy their factories, try to take their customers. This is all under Hasagat Gevul. Hashem doesn't like, Hashem soneh, when a person tries to take something from somebody else. Rabbi Yaakob Shaul Dwek, the great rabbi from Halab from the 1800s, he was a dayan in Halab for 60 years. He was a Chambashi, the chief rabbi. He talks about this idea of Hasagat Gevul, entering into the boundaries of your friends, and he discusses a few different aspects, and he tells us that even when a person's entering into somebody's area not direct, it all falls under the category of arur. A person is cursed who's masig gevul havero, who tries to enter into the boundaries of his friend. Even if you don't go to the customer right out and you tell him, buy from me, don't buy from him. You don't do that. Instead, you go to him and you tell him, whoever buys from me is able to profit much more than if he buys from somebody else. Your father and my father had a fantastic relationship. Let's bring it back together. Let's build that relationship again. Try to quietly bring him over to you and take away the business, or try to copy, he says, or take the merchandise before your friend buys that merchandise. You know that he's eyeing it, and you try to grab it before him and grab that property before him, although he already has his hands on it. All this is hasagat gevul, entering the boundaries of your friends that Hashem soneh, and all that comes under the cover of arur. A person curses the person who's masig gevul re'eu. Person has to respect his friend, his boundaries, and Hashem will give us what's for us and give us what's for him, and Hashem will bless us as well. When a person understands that what's his is his, what's mine is mine, Hashem will shower us all with the berachot. As Hashem, we should have a beautiful Shabbat. We should all be blessed with berachot and respect the boundaries of our friends. Shabbat Shalom.